Okay. Well, for those joining us on the live stream, this is internal design review meeting about machine learning functionality. And we are looking at Etienne's screen here. So I think this is a collection of things. We're very close to a release of a new version of Wolfram Language. So this is kind of taking care of some details associated with the machine learning framework. At least that's what I hope this is about.
Yes, yes, exactly. So it's a bit of a medley of different things. So I don't know in which order we should go. Just to give a summary.
What are things that we should see on your screen, and what are things that I should do? Like textual answer knitting, I should probably do that on my screen.
Yes, this on your screen. This, I'm not sure it's committed, so we might just have a few questions for you, but maybe it won't require much time.
Who worked on that?
This is on my screen. This is Amir's screen.
It's Amir. It's kind of, it's documentation of the built-in classifiers. So it's not like a big documentation page. So I don't think it requires all your attention. But there was just two things I wanted to ask.
All right, why don't we start off? Why don't we go down your agenda in order? Why don't you let me share and let's do the fine textual answer knitting first.
Okay.
Is there other knitting that we have to do as well?
No.
Okay. For those on the live stream who wonder what on earth the term knitting means, it has to do with providing appropriate cross-links in our documentation. By the way, do I need to update? I updated like an hour ago. What's that?
Oh, I don't know. Jérôme, did you change anything in the last hour?
No.
Nope. Okay.
Nope. The documentation is not up to date in the last build.
No, but on CVS.
But on CVS, it's up to date, yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's Okay, so we've gone over this documentation, but have we looked at, let's see.
You didn't look at the C also?
We did or did not look at the C also?
I don't think we did.
Okay. Those seem fairly reasonable. Let me think. Is there anything else that should be there? No, it seems fairly reasonable.
No.
Let's see what's down here.
I mean, it could relate to other machine learning functions, I don't know, image identify. But
that is totally bizarre that the things referred to from the Wolfram Alpha function are things like import and XML element. That just seems nuts. And I don't even know how that link, that last thing is made, but those don't just seem not very sensible. Do you see the reason for those? I mean, it seems like
import, yeah.
I mean, interpreter might be a useful thing.
Definitely, maybe the grammar apply, like things like that.
Yeah, grammar rules would probably be useful. Certainly we should, I would think.
Find textual answer, obviously.
Yeah, Wikipedia data is probably reasonable. Actually, entity value is surely the most obvious thing. Probably entity value and interpreter are two really obvious things. Find textual answer, right? Okay, so find textual answer also definitely wants to point to entity value. Arguably before Wikipedia search. Maybe after, I don't know, maybe after. Okay, let's go look at those pages. So let's say text cases. I reckon it belongs at the end here. Do you agree?
Yes.
Yes. Maybe, yeah.
Text search. fine. Also at the end, I think. Really depends on how good it is. Where I think if it was fantastic, then it deserves to be slightly earlier in some of these lists. And one day, and gradually it will become more fantastic, hopefully.
Of course.
Okay, text search, Wikipedia search. Why on earth does this not refer to text search? And entity value. What on earth does that refer to? Ah, interesting. Okay. All right, where are we knitting this? Let's go. Let's see. Let us look at Wikipedia. I'm not sure, actually, that's the first thing to look at. Let's look at text cases, probably. Where does that appear? Processing textual data, text analysis. Let's see what's on there. Do you think it belongs in here? Text parsing. Oh, content extraction. That's kind of where it belongs, right?
It looks reasonable, yeah?
Yeah, I think so too.
Attempt to find, what do we going to call it? Semantic, how do we describe this? Semantic answers, what are we describing it as? Attempt to find answers to questions in text, from text. That seem reasonable?
Yeah.
Okay. Now we want to go also, that was, okay, let's look at machine learning. So this is,
Because with there's some image identify and stuff like that.
yeah, machine learning applications. It's down here, right?
Yeah.
Natural language processing applications. Why does there dot, which doesn't go anywhere? I think we put it down underneath there as a single line also. Probably use the very same line. This is machine learning, so we can just say find answers to questions from text rather than attempt to find, since everything is an attempt. Okay. All right, let's. That page has been excised. Okay, let's look at for, let's see, Wikipedia data. Knowledge representation and access. And linguistic data we might consider also. Okay, knowledge representation and access. What? No, it was definitely not okay that formatting was removed there. That's completely crazy. And that's wrong too. Is anybody any PM in this meeting? Nope. Okay.
In PTO.
Okay, well, this is definitely wrong. So can we get, could somebody send mail to Brian and ask him to fix these? Yes? Shall I do it? I'll do it. Okay, so first of all, those are wrong. I can fix those myself. Oh, interesting. That's just crazy. Okay, let me just take that page and ask Brian to fix it. Hold on. Okay. All right, let's look at this page. Oh, come on. This page is all messed up. What on earth happened here? I really don't think I'm the one to fix these. I don't know why DQA didn't just fix this stuff. It's just crazy. What the heck's going on? What is this? WA bitmaps? What on earth is this? Can somebody try and find Brian Pemberton? Yes, do I have to? Is Eric here? Okay, all right. Okay. Okay. Let's have a separate section here, since this is about knowledge representation access, textual question answering. Okay. Okay. Anything else for this one? So that's the knitting of find textual answer. Any other places that we need to knit it, do you think? Oh, you know what? Web search. It should connect to web search.
Hmm.
Well, at least it should refer to web search, I think. In fact, before Wikipedia search, it should refer to web search.
Well, the model was trained on Wikipedia, so it should work better with Wikipedia pages than.
Well, I understand that, but I'm saying if you are looking for this function, what else might you want? Okay, well, whatever. Let's do that. Okay. Okay. Anything else for find textual answer?
That's it.
Okay.
So let's look quickly at the documentation page of. So since I'm not sure it's committed, is it committed, Amir, or maybe it's easier that you just share your screen and just show one.
It would be easier if I share my screen.
We have Brian here.
I am
Brian?
here. Yeah, hi.
Yep. Okay, this page, this knowledge representation access page is full of garbage. Look at all these boxes. I don't understand. Oh, that was from 11:15. That was from 2 weeks ago. Right?
Yeah, that's from DQA. Yeah.
Could you make sure these get taken care of? Some of these look really weird. That WA bitmaps thing looks really weird.
Yes, that is weird. Okay, yeah, I'll take care of it.
Okay. Would you like me? Let's see. How much more stuff do we have that involves me editing documentation, Etienne?
You editing documentation? I think nothing.
Okay, fine. I will push the documentation back right now.
Okay, thanks.
Done, Brian.
Yeah, well, I'll get the message too, and I'll take care of it once it's in.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Actually, maybe Brian can stay just 2 minutes more. It's a very quick question. Amir will show, Amir will show his screen, and maybe the.
Okay. Amir, go ahead and share.
Yes, sure. So there are about 14 new documentation page for built-in classifiers. I'm going to just show you 2, which
Wait a minute, is this a new format, these pages?
This is a new
Yes.
for ML models, for machine learning models, built-in classifiers. This is a new format, yes.
So the thing we need to look at is just a general thing. Is it okay? We write.
Well, wait a second. What do these look like when they're built?
Nothing yet. It's on my to-do list to get them working.
Okay, but where's the template that these are these from the other button in the DocuTools?
There's right now you can't get to it from DocuTools. It was something that I built just for these guys. There's a language level way to access this template.
Okay, what is it?
Guys, you have it in front of you. I would have to look it up.
Okay, but so so there are pages like this for every built-in classifier. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct. About 14 of them. Yes,
great.
I just wanted you to see and just review the overall.
No, I understand, but we also need graphic design for the actual way that these pages get built. And Brian, who is taking care of that?
It would be Heidi. I would have to double check if there's a ticket.
Could you make sure that there is?
Of course.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean the design will be. I don't know. I mean we could do the same as for the machine learning methods, or I mean I think that.
What machine learning methods?
For example, each machine learning method as a.
No, but wait a minute. What does the built pages look like? I mean, for example, the format pages are an example of a built page.
Yeah.
Why don't you go to one? Go ahead.
Yeah. Can you show maybe?
Yes, sure. Let me one of them here. Like this one.
Yeah, I think it will show like this.
Yeah, wow. It will show like this.
Is that new?
These are new in 11 too, I think. Yeah.
Where is there a guide page that links to all of these?
It's in classify and predict all the methods, and you have a link.
Can I see that?
Yeah. So go to classify. Just click on exactly. Open the data option, and where you have the list of things.
Yeah, like built-in classifiers here.
And go down for the methods. Methods you have here. Yeah. No. This is the options. The methods.
These methods, yes.
I don't think I ever saw these. Click on support vector machine just as a random example.
Yeah.
The last one.
Yeah. Hold on. Slow down for a second. Interesting. Could you open details and suboptions? Why are we not doing a thumbnailing thing there?
It's on the list of thumbnailing for all the rest of the pages as well. The hope is that we're going to get some built-in thing from John's group rather than having to construct it manually.
I mean, this thing that you have there, the kernel blah, blah, blah takes the form would be better as a table, wouldn't it?
Probably, yes, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Keep scrolling down.
There's some...
Keep scrolling.
Fine-tuning that we should do.
So what happens on the classify page itself when you talk about methods? Do you point over to these pages or what?
So in the in the detail and option, yes, you have the links. Now we have to put more links in the examples. Like the method examples, we don't have much links yet. We should put, each time we talk about a method, put the link.
Okay, so your plan right now in terms of built-in classifiers. So I believe these built-in classifiers should also go on some proper top-level guide page in addition to going inside the classify documentation. Scroll up to the top of the classify documentation. Actually, I don't mean the top. I mean the place.
Detail option.
Yeah. Where you're looking at those.
Exactly.
Things, right.
Exactly.
So right now, you're going to list every single one of those built-in classifier functions that we have there, and then those things will become links.
Yeah.
Right. But what I'm saying is, I think we need a separate page for built-in. We might put these even on the machine learning. Once we have these links, Brian, I mean, it's another little piece of knitting that we have to go back to the machine learning guide page and probably put these on there. I think the machine learning guide page is becoming too long, and I suspect we're going to need to break some pieces off.
Yeah, maybe so. Yeah.
All right, but in terms of what you're doing here, so every one of these will get something. So let's take a look then. Facial expression.
Yes, like this one.
Built-in 7 classes can be returned. So
yeah, that was one of our questions. So sometimes it's a few classes. Actually, I believe that for 7 classes, it should be in the text, not as a list.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
you want it like this, yeah? Can do it like this.
I don't know. I feel more like that with a dot. But now there's a question: what do we do when we are 50?
Yeah, for example, like this one, when we have like
1,000?
notable persons, we have a lot of them. So we were thinking to put like few of them, and then dot dot dot, and then the last one. Ooh. Would that be
well?
fine?
That's more like an entity page. So, gosh, there's a whole different design. Brian certainly knows what it is for entity type pages.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, let's look at that. Yeah, like let's look at the city entity. By the way, Amir, we should put the number of class in that case. We should put 1,000 class. 1,000
Yes.
class can be returned.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's useful for the information of the number, and then you have a sample, I think.
Yeah.
Hold on. I mean, I'm not so excited about. Is there not some programmatic way that you can see what classes there are?
Classifier information, yes, definitely.
So why don't we just show that as an example somewhere, rather than just say, I don't think showing. I think in the case of facial expression, it's useful to see what's returned.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you came to this classifier and you ask, what is that? And a few examples of classes give you a feeling.
Yeah. By the way, what on earth is that redness of that option there?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, it would. Yeah, this is because the bad version of the mathematical AI.
Okay. No matter. That's fine.
Yeah, it won't be like this.
Okay, great.
I mean, I hope. Check.
Okay.
Yes, like top probability, and then we can have like classifier information also.
Okay, hold on. Let's go back up to the top of this one.
Yes, sure.
Yeah, I think you should just say in the notable people, I think you should say about 1,000 can be returned, and not go into details there. And in the examples, you can show, in the properties and relations section, which I hope you have. Do you have a properties and relations section?
No, there's only details and options.
No. I mean in the
examples.
Examples.
No, we just add one type of examples.
I don't think that's the right idea. I think you should do the same type of thing that we do for other functions. I think those categories work well. So, basic examples, scope, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, we just talked a lot for just one classifier,
What's that?
This classifier, when you show it once or twice, then you know how to use it,
Oh, I agree. But if you had a section, you don't have to fill out every section. But if you have another section called properties and relations, and all it has in it, how to get the complete list.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, but so in other words, spec these pages to have basic examples, because I can imagine that application examples are going to be relevant for some of these classifiers. Notable people is not particularly, important, but for facial expression, I can imagine that there's something where there's an application example that combines facial expressions with find faces and things like this. Am I making sense?
Yes, sure.
Now, I don't understand why related examples, do you really want to put you're basically putting every single model into related models there. Is that really relevant? I mean, do you think that's relevant?
At the moment, there's not that many.
Yeah, but I don't think language is not a relevant one. I mean, scroll back up. The goal is to put ones that are relevant. Okay, so ones that are relevant to facial expression, sentiment is relevant. Okay,
image
just down in related models. If you go,
yes,
that line. Facebook topic does not seem relevant. I mean, tell me why it's relevant if you think it's relevant.
These are all the built-in classifiers.
Yeah, you're right.
That are similar.
Add like
but we can
7 of them. And okay, we'll do the
Yeah, we
just
can like get rid
sentiment
of
is
this.
relevant. Facial age is obviously relevant. Look, sentiment is relevant. Facial age, facial gender. Facebook
Okay.
topic is not relevant.
Yes, sure. Yes.
we can do that ourselves.
Yes,
Okay.
we will fix it.
NSFW, you might as well leave it sort of relevant, I suppose. I can't imagine hard to imagine that one. But okay, you'll deal with it.
Yes, sure.
Okay.
Okay, I think that was it for.
Well, hold on. So you've done this for every one of these
Yes.
classifiers, right?
Yes, that is correct.
Can
There
I
are 14 of those, yes.
Yeah, can I see another random one like sentiment, for example?
Yes, sure. Definitely.
Yeah, here we put it in line: positive, neutral, negative.
Yes, but those should be made to be literal input. Just a
Yes, yes.
Mm-hmm.
You have to do Alt T.
Yes.
Including
what
the
is
string.
naive Bayes doing?
Including
There?
the string.
Yeah, the whole thing needs to be a string.
Yeah. Since the sentiment, the built-in classifier itself uses naive Bayes.
But wait a minute, naive Bayes is a function?
I
Click
think it was a mistake.
click it.
I think it's a mistake.
It's a machine learning method.
Okay,
Yes.
so then it
Should be the
can't
string.
be referred to that way. It's being referred to, it makes it look like it's a function.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Yeah.
So if you're going to do that, and I
Mhm.
wouldn't really go into that question of what method it uses, because I think that's it may change and who knows.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think we shouldn't put it.
Yes, sure.
Yes, sorry, I didn't have a full thorough review of that yet. We're just at few
Okay, fine. Has Brian looked at these?
other questions.
I have not looked at the content yet, no.
Okay, fine. All right, let's but these look nice. Yeah, I mean, is there any other one that has a very different type of thing in it here?
No, actually, this is just the image ones are pretty similar to the one that you saw. For example, you can just like quickly look at this one also, like NSFW. It's very similar to the other ones. Return not safe or safe.
Just
then,
leave out the not safe ones for the. Yeah, okay, you've just got problems. That's fine.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, don't worry.
Okay, fine. Good.
So they're very similar. There are like two types with the images similar and
With
like
text.
things like with text,
Great.
like sentences.
Looking nice.
Yes,
Okay. Can you unshare your screen?
Yes, sure.
Don't forget to push those changes back and so on. Okay. Is this everything for Brian? Well, let's see what's next. Am I going to my screen or are we going to Etienne's screen?
I send you actually the agenda if you want.
Okay.
But yeah, we're done with documentation.
Okay.
I think Brian can go, and probably Jérôme can go as well.
Let me just find your.
Actually,
Let's just find the agenda for a second.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now we talk about classify, predict type thing.
Okay, fine. Yep. So goodbye to Brian, goodbye to Jérôme, I think.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Unless Jérôme wants to stay, but it's a bit late, so.
Yeah.
All right, bye.
Yeah. Goodbye. Enjoy.
Thanks.
Bye.
All right.
All right, so these are our new things. Let's see where we have. Okay, the most important thing that I wanted to talk about was about this direct training. I think that's the main design decision we need to take. And the other one are more small things.
Oh boy. Okay.
Yeah, so.
This is the day before the freeze of this version.
Well, I tried to talk about that a few times and yeah, it hasn't been successful. But that's okay, it's just one little change, huh?
Okay. Okay, all right. Okay, what are we looking at here?
So the question, so I didn't put anything in documentation because so we need to figure out, okay, yeah, some featureized thing. So we need an option to prevent, classify, and predict to start the big, expensive automation procedure and just train a model at random, basically.
At random or based on,
okay.
you had heuristics before we started the multi.
Yeah, but that's not, okay. The point of this option is really for the user to, how do you say, shortcut, to tap directly into our pure implementation. So it will be used by people when they specify the method, when they specify the upper parameter, for example. And if there's something that is not specified, in that case, it's at random, but it will be used, I think, by users when they will specify everything. It's also,
but, you know, performance goal arrow automatic will be overridden by a specific method, right?
I mean, method goes to automatic. Yes.
No, but what we're looking at here is the performance goal, right? So.
Oh, no. Okay, this was just one design at some point. I thought that maybe we could put in performance goal, but I don't think that's so.
Okay, explain the scenario. So the main thing that happens right now is we set up, you know, all the automation starts running. We're trying multiple methods in parallel. Lots of clever things are happening, right?
Exactly.
So this is the case where somebody just says, I want to use naive Bayes. I don't care about anything else. Is that right?
Not exactly. So
okay.
The user can already specify methods. They can also specify suboptions for the given method. Okay. It will still plot a learning curve, for example. It will still, so my example is a bit bad here because I just have a data set of size 4, but let's say you have, let's say MNIST. You can put MNIST with resource data if you want.
Okay, should I just do it?
Yeah, although, yeah, I'm not sure in the version you have is everything is fine, but you know.
That's a production, is that's the head branch build. Should I get the prototype?
No. I mean, try, there might be some message because
okay, but I'm still trying to understand the scenario.
Yeah, okay. So on MNIST, it will try by training things with, let's say, 50 examples, then 500 examples, then 2,000 examples. And it will, you know, plot this learning curve. Even if you specify entirely the method and suboption you want to use, it will still do this learning curve because it's a valuable thing for the user to have this learning curve. Right. So what this option will do is not do a learning curve, just train on the full data set, don't do any testing. And in the case that you didn't specify everything, it will pick whatever it doesn't know at random, like all hyperparameter it doesn't know at random.
Yeah, well, so that seems to me, you know, with our current setup, that fits best in performance goal.
It's, yeah. I mean, actually, in a sense, it would fit more with method, but the problem is that you could specify method and specify this thing as well. Performance goal, you could also have some overlap. You could say, do a direct training with a performance goal quality.
Look, one possibility would be, I'm not sure it's beautiful, but one possibility would be something like this, where you have direct training and then direct training arrow and then other method stuff.
That's a bit weird, no?
Well, I mean, what it's saying, this is a meta method, right?
Yes, exactly. That's why at some point I thought maybe automation search method or automation method.
But
and
many methods in many functions are their method of automation.
Mm-hmm.
So it's for many functions, method itself is specifying method of automation.
I see. So one design that I thought, actually you can see it here, was either you put method direct training, fine, this kind of a shortcut to do it, or if you specify a method, you put direct training goes to true, or random training goes to true maybe. I don't know how you should call it.
Well, but okay, well, fine, but we can address the question. But I mean, this seems to me to be a somewhat, I mean, it's a little weird, but that's making the point that this is sort of a, yeah, I'm not sure I like this.
It could also just be automation, true, false.
For what? For the method option?
No, it would be like a new.
I don't believe in it.
It would be a new
I don't believe
symbol.
in it. I mean, switch off automation. It's like, no, because there's tons of other automation you're not switching off. I mean, it's
That's true. That's true. That's why. Okay, that's why at some point I call it automation search.
I understand, but
method.
look, this is a fairly specific thing. What you're doing is you're saying that logistic regression, normally with method and logistic regression, I don't know. I have to say, I think that it fits in performance goal because, okay, can you give another performance goal, or does this trump all other performance goals? Is there, does it
Actually, no, you're right. You can give a list of performance goals. So we support that. So we could say in the sport, you'll put direct training.
I think so. Is direct training the right term?
Probably not.
Okay, well, let's think about what the right term is. So this thing is I mean, it's not a terrible term, I think, for what this is. Okay, let's say train only once on the full data set without avoid adaptivity, basically.
Avoid model search. I don't know. Yeah.
Without model search.
Without, yeah.
Full data set without model searching.
I would be fine with that on performance goal. Simple, doesn't introduce any new symbol.
Fine. Let's do it. Why is my thing set? Oh, I see, because I'm using. Okay.
Okay, cool. And then before it was some. Let's go with the feature extractor. Okay, that's something that you really thought we should do it this way.
Is this going to involve more documentation on my part again?
No, I will do it. I will do it. I mean, this we need to add the documentation, but I think I can do it. There's no need for you to do it.
I'm just going to push that change. Okay.
So this is kind of just a confirmation. That's really what we want to do. So the idea is you extract features first, then you train a classifier on these extracted features, and then you think, oh, actually, I should include my feature extractor in the classifier. And you do that by reapplying classify on the classifier, and you set the option feature extractor to specify.
Hold on a second. My head is spinning slightly on this.
Okay.
Explain this to me again. So
it's very classic, actually. It's very classic framework. That's workflow. That's why we put it. Is you have some data. You do some processing on the data.
Yeah. Okay. So let me try just to read through what you have here. So you have a feature extraction. It gives you a feature extractor function.
Yeah.
Great. There are the features.
Exactly.
Okay. Now
train a classifier using these extracted features.
Okay. Which now, for some reason, you're retyping in what the original values were here.
No.
Oh, no, they're not even the original values.
That's why I put something different. I mean, it can be a predictor, it can be anything, right?
Yes.
Sorry, it's confusing that I put AABB as a original.
Okay, so then you've got a classifier function, and then the question, the real meat is in the last line where
Exactly.
classify is applied to a classifier function.
Exactly.
Okay, let me think about that for a second. So what that means is, so normally that first argument to classify would be a bunch of training examples, right?
Exactly. Sorry, I was mute.
Yeah. Okay, so what you've done is instead of the training examples, you've packaged it in this classifier function. I mean, in other words, the classifier function is standing in for training examples. It's a pre-trained classifier. Yeah, I mean, this seems quite sensible to me. I mean, so a no-op, if you just said classifier of C, it would be a no-op.
Yes. Actually, I also set up so you can change the internal, like if you want to change the utility function or the class priors or.
Fine, I think this is a good idea. But I mean, so then just in terms of what it actually has to say, right? So we need to say in the documentation for classify, right? We need to say.
Yeah, I didn't add the line. I think I will put that, I don't know, at the end of the data option or something. Oh, you would mean right in the usage line?
I'm thinking, I mean, it goes along with this, right? I mean, I would think this would go in, I would think it would be something like classify.
I would put it last, no? Because it will be classifier, a classifier function, and comma option.
Wait. Here we've got.
Like the line above.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. It should go last. So this would be something like classify of a classifier.
Yeah. And then comma, and then there will be some options. Yeah.
Comma opts.
And this would kind of
takes an existing classifier.
Yeah, and override.
By the way, you should also make it work to say classifier comma data, which should be equivalent to just classifier of data.
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
Takes an existing classifier function and what should we say? And revises it? No, that's a bad word. And updates it with new options. And retrains.
And then it doesn't retrain, no, it doesn't retrain.
Okay.
So yeah, it updates
modifies it to with the new options given.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. And then I'll show some example.
Right, and you might want to say, okay. And does predict do the same thing?
Predict do the same thing, yeah. Okay. And actually, what else? Dimension reduce. Yeah, dimension reduction, the same thing as well.
All right, so figure out whether we can.
I'll do that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Things on all of those.
Okay, and then I think it's the main thing, and then there's some little stuff. If you go a bit above. Oh yeah, that's some simple change that I did. Like in classify information, now it gives you the evaluation time of an example.
So that's just another property in classifier information.
Yes, exactly. But that's interesting because it computes it when you call for classify information. It actually runs one example to see how long it takes on your machine.
Okay, hold on.
And I think I added it. It's called evaluation time.
Is that really right to have non-string cases here? That seems kind of weird. I think that's not the right thing. I mean, you might as a courtesy accept those, but I would put in stringified versions of those things.
Yeah, I don't. We took the decision a long time. I forgot the
I don't think it makes sense. I don't think that makes sense. I think that if I really don't think it makes sense. I think you should document the stringified version, but accept the symbol as a courtesy.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
Okay, so what you're saying is you're adding evaluation time, which you didn't tag properly as 11.3.
That's right. Oh, because it was there before, I think.
Okay.
No, you're right. I didn't tag it well, yeah.
Okay. And you're suggesting batch evaluation time is another thing, or batch evaluation time is an alternate name for evaluation time?
No, batch evaluation time is another thing that I might have to classify information. I already added in classifier measurements. And no, the only thing I wanted to talk about, actually, this was more, details, was this report. So I added a report. So if you do the classifier measurements, if you see at the end of the bottom of notebook, okay. You have the classifier. Yeah, you have the classifier measurements, and then I have a report thing that kind of give a report, which I think is very useful. So do we want something like that?
Well,
Do we
wait a
want
minute.
to
Why
put
does classifier measurements not? What is this thing that it's returning? Why is it not
So-
actually just returning something?
Okay, it's returning an object that you can query, right? Because then it's much faster. You did the job only once to evaluate the model, and then you can query various properties. It's very fast.
Okay, so generically there is a test set, but these are things that you can do even without a test set, or not? No, okay, that there's a test set there. Classifier measurements, right?
Yeah, it's a test set. Turned object.
By the way, that is incredibly ugly at that size. Does it
Yeah,
not auto scale to a different size? I mean, I think unless you prevent it doing it, well, there are heuristics for auto scaling things like that.
yeah, we should make it smaller when it's a 2x2 thing.
Right. I mean, there are heuristics that are used for image. I wonder Brett would probably have opinions about it because is that a matrix plot?
Yes.
Okay, so I would recommend following something like the heuristics used for image. But Brett would probably have opinions, and if you need to, somebody like Julio would know what the heuristics are for images.
Yep. Okay, so that's
okay, but so what is this now, other than the fact that that's ugly?
So it's a report that reports the main things, including the single evaluation time and the batch evaluation speed. I think it's matters this way.
Oh, they always uniform. I mean, these networks, yeah, I guess in the current world, these things are always uniform. They may not always be that way.
What do you mean uniform?
Well, there's no conditionals in the evaluation time. The evaluation time is always the same.
Oh, in this, yeah, generally it is, yes. For NLP and like some modern networks, it will be quite different depending on the input. But in that case, it's quite uniform. And anyway, I'm showing that because I was thinking maybe classifier measurement object itself should be something like that.
Well, yes, that would be what I would have thought. I'm kind of surprised it isn't.
But then
seems more useful that way.
Yeah.
I mean, are you computing all that stuff anyway?
Yeah, it's very fast. Yeah, there's no problem of timing there.
Then I agree with you. I think that's what classifier measurements object should display as. Just like system information displays as a thing like that, but can then be you can then look at pieces of it. That makes sense?
Yeah, we have to figure out a good graphic design.
Yes. I mean, I don't think this is urgent for tomorrow.
No.
But I agree. I think that's the right direction to go in. I mean, let's look at how system information does its thing. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can then take system information, the object that comes out, and it doesn't seem to say it here, but yeah, that you can take that, we should look at this, but you can take that and then take a specific sub-property there. Does that make sense? I mean, I think if I say, I need to get going in a second here. Okay, now I take that of links. That's weird.
In that case, you mean you would also remove the classifier measurement object head that is surrounding the report?
Well, yeah, the sub value like that, but this sub value should work. I don't know why it doesn't. Yeah, that one should work. Okay, I think this is a separate discussion. It will be a good LCC discussion to deal with this for a bunch of different cases of these graphical objects and then getting sub values of them.
Yeah.
I should run off to the next thing.
Okay. Well, we're done.
Great. Okay. Thanks. And for those on the live stream, actually, I think we're going to stream the very next meeting we're having as well, but we have to hang up from here. Okay.
Really becoming a reality TV, huh?
Yeah. This is really becoming reality TV. Okay. All right. See you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.